Well, good morning if you are in America. It's 7:30 in the morning. It's 1:30 in Amsterdam, and we are about to start the show. So just 1 minute, and then we're going to start with Baba. So here we are. This is Baba. There's some real bad prints here. I really don't understand what's going on there. So they're on the right side of my screen, but not on the left side of my screen. So I promised someone, I don't know who, he was not very kind, but I decided to smother him with kindness. That's sometimes the best thing that you can do. So this is Baba, and it's a big stock, so you have to have a big account to trade this one. Just looking at something like this here, and if that's what's going on right here, then this just might be the way up for Baba. So it came a long way from 223. So I at least want to see this 212.96 holding, 212.96, 213. If it's going down first and then to the upside. And if you want to play a breakout, then my first target for a breakout would be this 214.22. And then you can play this one all the way to 214.81. So that's not enough. And then to 15.20. So difficult to trade this one. If you want to trade this one, you need a big account, because otherwise you're not going to make any money. So let's look at what's going on right now in pre-market. Which stocks are moving and which are not. I'm going to look at volume. And TRCH is now up 36%. Wow. Nice. Nice move up here. Ignore this, please. That's when I'm practicing on my own, and I sometimes leave these on the table. So TRCH is a small one, but getting there right now. I'm trying to get above the $5 mark here, 5.20, and then try it again here. So it might be very strong. You want to play the breakout about 5.20 if you are a breakout player. If this one starts to go down, then I don't think that that's the play anymore. With the small ones, it's very hard to get the bounce. This is also a small one, DSS, $1.60. But this one already down, so I would not play this one. AMC, of course, AMC. So there was some movement in the post-market here, and trying to get above its post-market point and stay there, but rejection all over the place. I'm not going to play AMC on the levels, as you know, so do this on price action if you are wise. Another small one, CLSD, ripping up right now. Not right now, but during pre-markets. This is what happened during the hour that we aired this morning at early bird. So big spike up. And with these small stocks, what you often see is that something like this happens after that. And if a stock does not do that and tries to get up again and even tries to break this target here, then you might just want to go there. So a lot of people here now on a spike up are shorting this stock. And so I only want to be in these kind of stocks if they show some signs of strength here. Because of this day, so you want to see a second day runner. If it just falls down now, then there's no use in day trading this. So it filled the gap in one big move. Do you see that? So this is a gap from here, $55 to all the way back here to $274 in 1 week. So you're looking at the weekly now. Sometimes you have to go to a high time frame to really see something. Well, and don't you see something here? So this was bad news during weeks. It's a biotech company. And what you see in a lot of those, of course, is that if something is in a developing stage and the runs that they make are not as promising as you thought they would be, then something like this can happen. It opens here in 2016 here around 736. Spiked up on the news and the story here. Went down here, tried to get up again here, and then this is bad news for weeks here. Big gap downwards and filled that gap in 1 day. In post-market. So Clearside Biomedical got some great news, and it's the news big enough to continue this move. So now you have now you know that there is something going on here, and now you just have to back off and think, okay, will I be able to get in? I am only comfortable in these kind of plays when markets open, so I'm not going to trade it now. You could though, because it's 72,000 traded right now, so you could get in with 1,000, for example. And if you have a smaller account, you can get in with 100, and you can just make this move to 97. But the risk of something like this happening is too big in pre-markets. Volume is nice, but I won't recommend that to you if you're just starting out. And even as a professional trader, you could say, okay, this is VWAP, so what could possibly go wrong if you just go in here and trade it to the upside? Well, what could go wrong? There's only 10 cents. So this is, my gain here is 10 cents. I'm getting in right now. So this is a 10-cent move because this is a new resistance level. So if this is 10-cent move, then where do I have to put my stop? Somewhere on a low. So it can be on VWAP, exactly on VWAP here. I'm sorry, it's not a 10-cent move, of course. It's a dollar move. I'm just blind. So you can get in here, it's a dollar move to the upside, and then you have to wonder, okay, where is a level that I can trust? Well, this might just be a level, VWAP, so you can say, okay, this is safe for me, but with low volumes here, and people can manipulate the price, so big players can manipulate the price. That just bounces under this VWAP and you're out and you're out before you know it. So that's why I don't want to play these kinds of plays in pre-market if I'm not seeing the volume that I want to see. And I'm not seeing that right now. There's also no strength in it, so there's no trend in here that you can say, okay, it's going up and it's going to stay up. So this is just chop here. So what you see here is there's a lot of chop, and you really don't want to trade something like this that's just sitting here, because it can go either way now, and there's no evidence of this one's going upside or downside. So that's why I don't trade it pre-market. And if markets open, then what I want to trade is this 597, because then there is strength, and then there is a lot of room to the upside, and then I can trade something like this. So that's what I do on these small stocks. You don't want to be in a choppy, some kind of choppy play here. So this should be your level. 597, I think. And this is chop, so you don't want to be in chop. What you want is, you want to be in stocks that move like this. This is ideally, of course. So on any time frame, here on any time frame, you want something like this. So you want this to happen. This high. And then you want to see this high. So this high is higher than this high. And this high is higher than this high. This high is higher than this high. So you need to look for higher highs here. And what you want to see is higher lows. So this low is higher than this low. So this low is higher than this low. And this low is higher than this low. So these are all higher highs and higher lows. So if you want to trade a stock, this is the kind of stock that you want to trade. And this is just choppiness, and this is just gambling, although it's around VWAP, but this is just gambling that they're going to be in the stock. So that's not what you want. You don't want to be in a choppy stock. So what you want to see, if you see this VWAP here, what you want to see is that if you want to do a VWAP play, then you have these big candles up like this. So 1, 2, 3, a lot of strength in here. Then a big candle down. Then another big candle down. And what you want to see here is that it really can hold VWAP. So now it's also holding VWAP, but it's choppy around VWAP, and it has to come down with these big candles on the downside. It's a little bit out of focus, but something like this. And then you want to see a bounce, something like a bounce here. So touching VWAP, or almost touching VWAP, just above it, it's also good. And then the next candle really has to have some strength and make a new higher high. So this high is higher than this high, and then you can go in. If you're more experienced, then you can say, okay, this one's going great, going to the top. it comes down, I'm going to put my limit order just above VWAP here, and then I'm going to get in. That's when you're experienced and professional, because you can look at other indicators that tell you, okay, I'm going to get in. Normally what you want on a VWAP bounce is it goes up, it gets down, touches VWAP here, and then this one forming a new high, this is the level where you get in. Because if you don't have this confirmation that this is what you want to see happening, so this comes down, there's the bounce, and then this is what you're looking for. So it comes down, this is what you want to see. You don't see that yet because you're still here, but this is what you want to see. And if it does not do that, if it does not give you a new high here, but it gives you something like this here, then it's not a play. So that's something on VWAP plays and strength and playing stocks that are I have to erase those are with sorry. Okay. Let's do the watch lists. We talked about the watch list this morning, and let's look what happened to the levels that we put in this morning. So I gave you a lot of levels at 4 o'clock. The levels of support and levels of resistance, so you can play off them to the long side or the short side. I don't know what kind of player you are. You have to make your own strategy. What are you most comfortable with? I am comfortable with going long after a dip, so I do the dip buy quite often in a day trade. If you ask me why, I can make up a lot of answers, but it's just the kind of strategy that fits me. And everybody has to look at their own strategy. What does fit you? So let's go. This is the watch list that we discussed this morning. So we are here at VST. Still, I don't know what's happening here. So this is something that's not doing what I want to see, but this level is still the same. We need this. I want something like this to happen, of course. So long above 1866. This is wish. We talked about wish, and this is what we wanted to see. Remember, or if you did not see the show, this is what we wanted to see. So this big upward move above 1192. And lo and behold, it did that. After the show at 7 o'clock, there was the volume coming in above 1192. So you could have gotten in here just with a small share size because volume is not too big. If you dare to do that, then that's okay. So now it's above 1192. So it looks strong to me, and but I want to see some confirmation that this 1192 really is some kind of a level of support, because if I'm getting in here right now and it falls back here, then I've got only VWAP here. So confirmation on 1192 would be nice, and then this is a long for me all day long, if that makes any sense. So that's wish. SENS really touched here this area of 371. We talked about this as being an area of support. Well, it really is. As you can see now, it's a small stock, so difficult to get up again. Did it right here in pre-market. So this is what I want to see in exactly this pattern is what I want to see in when markets open. I'm not going to trade this one now because the volume is not good enough for me. So falls down here and touches this 371 almost, but it's a lila line, and if it's a lila line, then it's not an exact level, like just a line, but it's just an area of support, and then gets back up again. So this is what I want to see in when markets open. Falls down and then climbs back up again. And the way to trade this is, of course, you can say, okay, I'm going to get in here, but if you're going to get in here, you don't know what this candle will do. So if this really is bouncing like this and you're not experienced in a place like this, then you also want to look here for some kind of confirmation. So falls down hard here. Then this is the low. This looks good on the 5 minute. And what you can say then, okay, I'm only going to get in if the next 5 minute candle, we are now in the 5 minute, if the next 5 minute candle makes a new high, so that you would get in here at 377, so 378, and then trying to get to back up. The play would not have been very successful right now because, well, it just bumped its head here again and here again. So, but this is what you want to see when markets open. Falls down, touches this level, this area of support here, as you can see here, and then you want to get in when the next 5 minutes makes a new high. If you're not that experienced, then wait for that one. Your profit will not be as good as it is when you're just getting in here, but if you're getting in here, you still don't know what you're doing, so this is taking a big risk. So, because this is what you see, these red ones, and then you see this one, but you don't know until this finally forms if this is a green one or if it's the next red one, which also could be true. So be very careful. It takes a lot of time adjusting to that, and a lot of screen time. CLF. Talked about CLF this morning, but I don't know what I said to you because I think that my lines are going out. But CLF is definitely trying to bump here, so you want to see this one holding. Well, it did, so you are now late to the party if you think that you can get in here. So this is 21.73 and it's now at 23.10. So I would not play this one because it's just chasing this down. So if you want to trade this, do this one on price action. But that's a note to myself. Price action, CRSR. Yeah, I talked about this one also. This is what we want to see here. So this looks a bit silly here, but you want to see this 38.43 break. And well, why not to this 42? It can move $2 in a day, but that's just what's normal. But anything above 38.43 is a long for me on CRSR. Clover needs to hold at 14.40 here. And then to the upside, 15.42 is your next level of resistance. ENOP. Only level that you have to watch is the 668. Everything above 668 is a long. So this is what you want to see. And if I say is a long, then you also want to see what I just drew for you. So this is if it's so long, then you also need price action, of course. You need 668 to hold, that's for sure. And if not, then it's a short here. But nothing going on right now on this stock, so just wait and see. FCEL. Well, nothing happening there, but you surely want to see this this low here. Watch this low here. So you want to this one to go back up again. At least I want that. So this is not looking very good for FCEL right now. I don't want to touch this, because look at this. There's a lot of resistance here. So this is the 20, this is the 200, this is the 9, and this is the 50. All within 50 cents. So if this one has to go up again, it has to go through all these resistance points. So I'm not going to touch FCEL today. Then this is CCL. You can also trade CCL. And what you want to know, what we talked about this morning, is that this. So this, I drew a line early on. So do you see what I drew? So this is what you want to see. When the stock moves up, this is what you want to see. Do you see that? This is the pattern that you want to see. And it's not always clean, but this is fairly clean. And you can spot now your higher highs and your higher lows in a bigger picture. Just there, because of bad drawing. And then here, what you see here right now is so this one, all higher highs and higher lows, and then this high is lower than this low. So this is the first sign of weakness here in CCL. But then really came back nicely with this high here. And so what you want to know now is this your new high low for the following trend? Because we want to go to this 40 mark in the end here, to this 40. So this one, I'm just going to take this away, because did you see what kind of drawing you can make if you look at the big picture? So this daily here, so this is what I want to see some strength here. So this one really needs to hold 28.63. And then your next level is 29.31. That just might be just good enough to trade it, because CCL has the habit of falling down first and then getting back up again. Sometimes very late, so very late in the afternoon, or here Amsterdam time, very late in the evening. But so something like this, I want to see fall down and then get back up again. And this 28.63 has to hold in order to play such a game. BT, nothing happening there. So still this 10.08 level is something that you can work with. And also these levels, I don't call them out every time. So the blue one here is the pre-market open, and the white one is post-market close. Those two are always levels, period. So let's look at the rest of this list. This is lifts. I want to see a break above this 59 level for lift in order to be long buyers on this one. Does not look like that right now. So if you want to short it and it does not get above this 59.10, then you just might want to short it if that's your kind of play. ET, go home. Well, ET, I'm just going to leave now for now. So there's no volume whatsoever, and I'll just, okay, just for fun of it, break 11.31 and you're in a long. But watch out for this move downwards, so hard to draw any levels here. So there's not a lot of room to play this one to the upside. So I would think that this 11.55 is your next level. So you can get in here if you want to, but be aware of this 11.55. ON. Also want to see this 38.34 breaking to the upside. Tries that right now. And what you don't want is a double top here. So this is your real breaking point here. 38.58. 38.58. So this is gone now. So 38.58 for ON. And then eBay. You want to see this green one holding right here, 65.47. So 65.15, 61.47. That's your line in the sand for eBay. CNP, I didn't get this one, but so I'm not gonna trade this. This is just too weird looking for me. DXC, everything above 40.61 is a long. A nice bump to the bottom, 40.83 would also be good, and then just trade it back to the upside again. So that's it for me. Also, all right, guys and girls, that was an update from all the stocks that we talked about this morning. So this is just the levels that you can play from, and just explained a little bit on the VWAP. I'm back tomorrow, 10 o'clock Eastern time, and that's 4 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. That's 10 o'clock Amsterdam time. I hope to see you there, and if you're going to trade today, safe tradings.